Rockingham Studios presents a Meads Steel education production from the Second Life University of Patton Bay at Midnight Springs, Washington. Real-life learning in Second Life. Wild World of Science, the Carbon Cycle, with Professor Callum Dixon.
Greetings, my fine young scientists, and welcome back. In this video, we will deepen our understanding of biogeochemical cycles by completing our carbon cycle lab notebook assignment. As always, press pause or rewind the video as needed during your learning. Recalling that biogeochemical cycles involve the cycling of matter between the abiotic, non-living environment and the biotic, or living environment. Carbon dioxide in the atmosphere represents an abiotic factor in the ecosystem, and the tree, plant, and raccoon represent biotic factors in the ecosystem. Remember also that humans play a role in the carbon cycle when we burn fossil fuels as a source of energy. We will represent human influence by including a factory in our drawing. In step 1 of the carbon cycle, carbon is removed from the atmosphere by plants, producers, during the process of photosynthesis. While it takes thousands of years for fossil fuels to form from the remains of plants and animals, fossil fuels act as a carbon sink, preventing carbon from being released back into the atmosphere. Step 2. Dead plants and animals eventually become fossil fuels that act as carbon sinks. The combustion, or burning, of fossil fuels releases carbon back into the atmosphere. Step 3. Combustion of fossil fuels adds carbon back to the atmosphere. When animals take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide during respiration, they release carbon back into the atmosphere. Step 4. Respiration of animals adds carbon to the atmosphere. In addition to eventually becoming fossil fuels, decomposing plants and animals release carbon back into the atmosphere. Step 5. Decomposition also releases carbon to the atmosphere. The carbon cycle summary can be set up in 2 columns. On the left side, we find that photosynthesis removes carbon from the atmosphere. On the right side, we find that the processes of decomposition, respiration, and combustion release carbon back into the atmosphere. This concludes our deeper look into the cycling of carbon between the abiotic environment and the living things, or biotic factors found in the environment. Rewatch the video or undertake your own investigation into the carbon cycle to reinforce your learning. In our next lesson, we will continue to deepen our understanding of biogeochemical cycles when we look closer at the nitrogen cycle. Until then, be safe, make good choices, and I'll see you again soon.